Everyone, welcome to this tutorial on using Base44 to build out applications. And today we're going to be talking about building out a basic website. Base44, I'll show you here, right? I have built, I think there's around 20 apps, and I have learned a little bit about what works and what doesn't. What I'm going to start with, though, is having realistic expectations. The simpler your instructions are, the more likely that you are to get the output that you required, or that you want, right? Required want, however you want to put that. What you really need to think about here, though, is it's going to take multiple steps to get to a final product. If you try to front end load everything into one single prompt to create the complete output of what you want, you are likely going to be disappointed. Not that you can't get there, it's just going to be frustrating. So today I wanted to start by building out a website. The biggest mistake that people make is trying to use AI as the backbone of the site instead of treating AI like a developer and understanding the fundamental elements of a website. So let's start by building out some of those fundamental elements. So let's say I would like to build a website. We're going to go back and we're going to add in the context of what type of website we want to build shortly. Right now, we're going to talk framework. I would like you to create the following pages. Homepage, contact page, form, out page, see. These are, well, and then, okay. These are the basic structures of any website, right? You're always going to need all of these pages in order to be able to like run ads or send traffic to it, rank organically. Let's talk about ranking organically. Base44 just put out an update this week for SEO. So I'm going to put in here, I would like you to install the Base44 SEO package that includes XML sitemaps. And this is actually pretty cool. I have built out my own CMS that I can copy and paste or duplicate to build out a website pretty instantly. And one of the struggles that I had was that I had to build out my own SEO tool each time, and that there were certain file types, like an XML file type, that Base44 wasn't supporting. Now they've kind of brought all of this stuff together and made it easy for you to deploy it in any application or website, and it gives you like the basic fundamentals to get started. Now, this next piece is what I believe is the most important piece that everybody misses, and that you have to build out an admin panel for your website. AI is not the admin panel. Think about WordPress, right? There's WP admin. Think about Wix. There's an admin panel. Now you have to be careful here, because if you go overboard with what you wanted to do, you'll actually limit your output capabilities later. So I would like you to build an edit email metadata. What I'm going to do real quick is I'm actually going to pull over one of my websites right here. Okay, this is really a basic website that I've built. You can actually visit it, results.io. This is using the CMS template that I've built myself, and it works brilliantly. I can clone this and have a website up and running in under 10 minutes. A good website, like a really good one. All right, so now for those of you watching this video on YouTube, below the video, I'll actually post this in there so that you can just copy and paste it and go out and start building as many websites as you want. Now, here is the fun part. I would also like on the post page and page list page, sorry, I would like post page. When clicks this, I want to give them create with AI. We will menu to the admin panel as a prompt page creation and another for post prompts. So I can easily create new pages and posts. All right. So now we've got really a basic framework for building a website. Now, remember I said, don't give it a lot and you won't be disappointed. There is a lot in here, but it will deliver 50 to 80% of what I've asked for. More importantly, what it fails to deliver, though, I will be able to then quickly and easily prompt it to build. So now we need a website. Should have thought of this before I went. I want to like recreate someone's website. So let's do, I don't want to piss anybody off. I've actually already removed all of my website. Pausing unavailable while someone is screen sharing. All right. Let's do this. Let's build. Okay, I would like to build a website for a influencer marketing agency. I'm gonna keep it super generic just to see what we get. Okay. All right. Let's build. Now, what Base44 is going to do, I'm going to take this to, because I told you I would give you this, and I'm going to take it over to a note. So it's thinking, all right, plan for influencer marketing key features, public website, admin panel, AI content, SEO, user management, design language. It's giving me the colors, app organization, and now it is building. I should have put a little timer up. What I want you to think about right now is in the amount of time that I will have this entire website live, if you think about the old flow of web development, and I'm not talking about you sitting there and pushing the buttons, I'm talking about you're going to pay a developer on $500 or $250 to build a website for you, especially coming from scratch. They're going to send you a form. You're going to fill it out with all of the information on what you want. They're going to ask a bunch of questions. Then they're going to wireframe maybe a couple pages. Then they're going to spend 5 days building it, sometimes 2 or 3. And that's not if you go and buy a WordPress template that you upload. Then they're going to ask you for all of the content, and you're sitting there going, I don't have the content. I don't have the images. I just want you to create it. Just give me a website. And they're like, I can't do that. Or you go and you pay the $5,000 design agency to build out all of the content, beautify it, and deliver you a working project. And then you're like, well, that's not really what I do. I need this. I want to add a pricing page. Can I edit the menu? Can I edit the footer? All of those different things. And so now you're at a week. You're at $5,000, or maybe you did it on Fiverr for $250, but you're probably not going to have a website live for in less than 5 days, right? Right now, we're 2 minutes in to having submitted this prompt, completing, it says a bunch of random messages. Within 5 minutes, this is going to be live, and we'll be able to go in and start editing the things that we want to change. I did tell you with the initial prompt and launching of your initial website that it's going to fail to deliver some of these, right? Often pages are 404s and you have to go back and tell it, hey, fix this, or you have to edit a menu. If the image doesn't match the content, it is not going to be perfect. But in 5 minutes, you're getting done what used to take at a minimum 5 days. I have been involved in website projects that have been a month to build like a basic website because of research and all of these different things. I would not want to be a web developer anymore. Not that I ever was, but if your sole source of income is web development, right? You need to adapt to AI quickly because it is going to be a race to the bottom in pricing. Now, those that have properly positioned their brand in premium pricing, you can now do in 5 minutes what used to take you 5 days and then charge for it. For example, right? I'll build you a website for $100 a month. I'll host it. I'll do everything for you. I'll provide the editing. Actually, I won't provide the editing. I'll give you access to the tool and you can go in and edit your website yourself. That's not a pitch to sell it, but that would be a brilliant business model. Somebody can get a $200 a month Base44 subscription and have 1,000 websites on there. I don't know if you could get $100 a month, but if you included the AI access capabilities with rate limits, I don't know, it's a pretty good business. All right, we're at 4 minutes. I told you it was going to take about 5 normally. Editing terms page. I always watch to make sure that it's still thinking and the little dials are still going over there. Now, while it's doing that, let's look at a Base44 created website. This entire website was created on Base44. I did none of the design work, none of the graphics. Every page on this website was written by AI. The blog posts are written by AI. The formatting in them is written by AI. The SEO optimization is done by AI. Now I might swap out some images, still building, but this is a good looking page, right? All of our different services that we offer to home services businesses, all of the industries that we serve, contact page with a form. We've actually built out our own CRM on the background, or in the, not in the background, in the admin panel. So if somebody fills out a form, leads, the testing here, we just started, but like I just built out my own CRM, right? Took a couple command prompts. Oh, here we come. All right, here's what's cool. AI is like, hey, there's a problem with the code. I'm going to go fix it for you because you probably have no idea what you're doing. So failed to load app, either ID or slug must be provided. So it's going to go in and it's going to fix this problem. Book a strategy session, right? This website, I mean, I had a WordPress website up. I hired a developer because I needed to go in and fix, most importantly in blog posts, right? For AI SEO, you need your key takeaways with schema markup. You need your FAQs with schema markup. You need your, that's funny, this one has test author. You need your author section. You need all of these different elements in order to rank properly. There we go, right? This beautiful links out to all of my socials. It does it in a matter of minutes. Okay, I've created the page to display individual blog articles and updated all the links on your site to point to it correctly. So it's thinking. We're about to have a website here. So we are now at, let's see here. It was 2 minutes ago. It doesn't tell me how long. We're at about 7 minutes. Actually, I can tell you exactly. Yeah, we're at about 7 minutes since we launched trying to build this website. We had one error that it's fixing itself. Oh, there's the beep. Oh, it's running into the error again. So the nice thing is right here, this action won't deduct credits from your account. So it's going to keep working on fixing those. Let's look at another website. What I have learned and what I think is really interesting is this website is actually linked to 3 different Base44 backend applications. So if you come here to log in, you can go to our learning center, which has all of my books, right? I basically built Kajabi, our fund management platform. In one Saturday, I built Carta. Now, let me take a step back. Kajabi, very complicated platform, good quality platform. Do I have all the bells and whistles? No, but I'm also not paying $197 a month for them. So I just built the basic functionality that I wanted. Fund management, Carta, right? It has 1,000 options that I don't have, but I have the basic, right? We run a venture fund. All of my investors can log in. They can pull statements. They can look at the current investment values. They can look at they can look at updates. They can look at tax bills. And then financial planning, a whole wealth management system built using AI that plans out your entire financial future for you, your family, and your kids. All built on Base44. Some people do ask, why do I have them separate or on subdomains? For example, if we go to fund management, right, it's going to come to a subdomain. You'll learn this either the hard way or you'll just listen right now, that trying to map front end and back end, meaning like I'm going to build out this beautiful website with all of the sales stuff, pricing, and then also have the back end connected to it. Not the best idea because of AI hallucinations. Okay, here we go. All right, so here's what we got. Scale your brand with influencer marketing, influencer pro agency. All right, this is a pretty cool basic website. Let's check out the blog. No posts found, about, contact. It's got a nice little form. All right, now let me see if sometimes it automatically does it like this. Okay. Can you create admin? So I website, we're sort of see, oh, it did. Now, right, this isn't going to pass, right? You're still going to have to put the actual copy in there, but you can go over to ChatGPT and say, write my terms and service. And you make sure the footer is the exact page. Okay. So I want to see that back end, right? Start your campaign. While it's editing admin post page, blah. Now create, it says a view case studies button, but we don't have a page for that yet. I think overall this looks pretty nice, right? This is a $250 website. I always talk about like there's this gap in quality, and this is where AI is like the $250 website designers on Fiverr that are working on WordPress. They're in trouble, right? It's going to take time before everybody realizes how easy it is to just do this stuff yourself on AI and to trust themselves to be able to do it, because it is so easy. But sometimes people don't trust themselves when it comes to working with new technology. Will WordPress integrate more AI functionality? Yeah, it's probably coming quick, right? Base44 was just sold for $80 million to Wix. And we're starting to see a quick integration of fundamentals like the SEO tools were brought into Base44 from Wix just this week. So you're going to see those platforms. I try not to think of life as static, right? As technology changes and it forces other technology to reevaluate its position, like WordPress, right? I've for the first time since 2005, 20 years, I don't have a single WordPress website in my portfolio, right? And I'm talking about all of my personal website, personal brand, businesses, everything is now been moved over to Base44 and AI-based development platforms. Okay, this is an example of, right, the initial prompt told AI to build this, but it didn't. This is what happens, right? One additional command, and I'm going to get like this robust feature set. Once I have this, though, I'm going to tell you the most important part about creating content with AI. It took me 3 full builds. By the time I hit the third one, I finally realized why things kept breaking. And I still struggle a little bit with body content in some pages. I don't know if it's marketers or it's human beings, have a tendency to try to fit everything into a model we want or that we've experienced. So if you're building on WordPress, right, you've got an editor. You put content in there. It comes out as text. You can go into HTML. You can format it a little bit. It's got a WYSIWYG so that you can change the tagging, the titling, and things like that. So I'm like, well, I want all of that. But when AI goes to create content, it doesn't necessarily fit into that framework. And when you try to make it fit into that framework, the output you get is no longer quality. For example, right, this blog post, key takeaways, these beautiful graphics, there's a little bit of body text, some frames, call to action, how to implement, right? If I was to build that in WordPress, I would need all kinds of templating in order to do it. Don't try to make AI operate like WordPress or like Wix. Acknowledge that it is AI and life will be easier. All right, let's go see if we have our admin. I have not told it yet. Operation. I want to show you visual edits and discussion mode. How long have we been at this? We're now at 25 minutes. Our website is up. We're just trying to get to our admin panel. While we're doing this, how do you add a domain name to a Base44 application? It's actually pretty easy. Go to dashboard, go to domains. I already have a domain, set it up here. Add domain. You put the domain name in, click add. You go over in your DNS and you set 2 records. And then you wait about 5 or 10 minutes and you refresh and your domain will be connected. I haven't published this yet. Let me let this command prompt finish. And then we may have to change some settings here to make it live. I have made the mistake while your AI is thinking or doing anything over here, don't make changes over here because they don't save. So we're going to have to give it a second just to think. Oh, admin dashboard. So it's funny, it always does it as admin for me. But apparently in this application, it decided to do admin dashboard. Let's go over and let's look at the back end of this website and let's just dive into, it's done. Okay. Review. All right, we have our admin dashboard now. Pages, posts, authors, put some dummy ones in there, users, AI prompts, SEO, coming soon. So I would actually have to go, in fact, let's do this. Let's ask it to do a couple things. Please build out the following. Then I'm also going to say, please ensure all of my pages are listed on home contact. So we'll let it go do that. Let's go create a page. I'm going to do it over here just because that way we don't have to wait for over here. And new page, posts. Add new post, create with AI. All right, so let's say we want to do local SEO. We could say local SEO for HVAC businesses. All right, post notes, write me a blog post about the best practices for AI SEO for an HVAC business. I would typically add a lot more detail into the post notes, right? Specific keywords, calls to action, goals, different things like that in order to get a high quality output. For this, I'm just doing an example. Come back over here, editing, okay, rendering, SEO health status. Like for me, I don't like a purple background on my admin, right? I would much rather this be white. In fact, I wouldn't use a purple website. My experience has always been that the highest converting websites have a white background. I'm not going to go through and start changing all of that, but I could ask AI and say, hey, can you go in and make the entire website and admin panel have a white background and contrasting text? That would be something that I would do because this already drives me nuts. Loading posts, perfect. See, it knows exactly what to do. It just didn't do it, right? I need to be able to add my analytics. I need to be able to add my schema. It's updating prompt generators. Loading posts still. Some cool features, right? Nope. All right, it added the rest of my pages. Let's go to SEO, technical, robots, XML sitemap, analytics. I can add in my codes. Ooh, my schema markup, so I can work on this, right? I wouldn't work on this directly, but I would probably go in here and I would say, hey, I want you to add FAQ schema. I want you to add key takeaway schemas. I want you to add local business schema. And then it would build this in, and then it can apply it to each page and each post to help you with your overall rankings. Let's go in and let's look at this. Social media, I can build this out a little bit better to say specific social media profiles and more of them. But overall, review, back to the home page. Let's publish. All right, so it took me to a login. I need to change something. Dashboard, settings, app settings, public, no login. For a website, you don't need them to log in. Remember, this is built for applications. So let's see here. Show or hide the edit with Base. It's hidden. Publish one more time. And now we have a public facing website in 31 minutes from the time that we started. This website is now live. I could map it to a domain, right? There's not a lot going on here yet, but I'm up and I'm live, right? I've got something. Now, let's go in. Oh, did this finish? Still loading. Usually doesn't take this long. We'll come back to that in a second. Let's talk about edits. So how do you edit a Base44 website? Great question. So if we want to say, you know what, that's not accurate. That's not about us. Visual edit, about that for a second, and it'll come back and get that fixed for us. So I think, if I'm getting the, yeah, okay, so let's go right here. Our services are the best. That's what I was trying to do here. So that was the text section. Visual edit, let's come down here. There we go. All of these are, some of those are images. And here I did it again. AI was thinking, so I'm going to come back here, call it visual edit, still thinking, update stats number. All right, we're going to go posts, local SEO. Okay, so let's edit. What I'm going to do is we're going to publish it, save post, and then we're going to go look at it. No featured image, bunch of text. Okay, let's go to blog, read more, and okay, out of AI. So it changed this, visual edit. Some of the fields are direct text editable, simple enough. AI is fixing this over here. This is a real basic tutorial on how to create a website with AI in under 30 minutes, right? The first website was live in 7 minutes, and we've gone through and we've made some edits. We've gone through and built out an admin panel. We've updated SEO tools, and now we are off and running. Once you have a foundation in any website, in any application, you can then continue to build on it and make it better. What is most exciting about AI is not just, right, I just saved $250 in 30 minutes, but I can build this to my specific needs. I can edit the admin panel to do things I want to do. If you are a professional SEO expert, right, you might build out some back-end functionality and site schema that the rest of the industry just has no idea even exists. If you are an affiliate marketer, right, you can build out a landing page template. You can build out a long form sales letter. You can build out a long form love letter. You can build out a customer review, right? You could build ClickFunnels or lead pages templates, save them into your back end, and then use them over and over again just with net new content. Let's go. I'm going to see if so this blog post has an error. It's kind of fixing itself. If you have any questions about building websites using Base44, feel free to post them below. I'm happy to help. I'm going to show you one more really cool thing. So if I go to dashboard now and I go to settings, app settings, and I go right here, clone app, create copy, right? Once you build out your first site, you get the admin panel exactly how you want. You get your prompts exactly how you want. You can then just clone it and then redo the content on it. Say, hey, this is a cloned CMS. Please update this site to be about XYZ. Change the color scheme to this. Local SEO for HVOC. All right, it's missing its body. So I will do a different video where we jump in and we talk about how to navigate through this. This is a rendering issue with the body content. I will be able to show you real quick. All of your database structures are there. I can go into local SEO and I can scroll over and body content. It's there, but it's not showing. So I will have to go do a little bit of editing. You can see it's got all of the schema markup in it. So I'll just have to mess around with AI a little bit. Once you get comfortable with the prompting and proper expectations, AI will change the way you approach marketing completely. If you're a web developer, you need to be looking at coding with AI. If you are an actual developer, now, 80% of developers are in trouble. 20% of developers are actually going to see an increase in business, right? Those that can come in, clean up, fix, and scale the vibe coded applications that the rest of us are building are going to be in super high demand, and they're going to see their hourly wages quadruple here in the very near future. But they have to properly position themselves as the thought leader and the expert in their ability to do that in order to take advantage of it. Those that are selling widgets and things like that, good luck. Platform that we built to manage our fund. We had one developer that worked on a version of it for 6 months and never delivered a working package, working product. There's a lot of nuances to that. But then I went out to get quotes from other people, and on average, they were around $25,000 in 2 months to build that. Right? The kids were taking a nap. The game is changing. All right. Make sure to subscribe to this channel, like this video, Post a comment below. Let me know if you think I'm crazy. Let me know if you think I'm an idiot, or let me know if you love the video. Either way, let me know. Talk to you soon. Bye.